productivity coaches. I'm also a broker in charge in Kahului. Most recently, I was the principal broker, and I'm the one who started the coaching program. And I have decided to make my life a little calmer, and so I've stepped back a little bit, but I'm still here teaching. I also teach a lot at the Realtors Association, so we'll happy to answer questions about those. Those are the classes you're going to be taking next. When you're done with Ignite and you're done with all of your classes here, the strategies classes at the Realtors Association is a great way to now go your next step and take some of those classes. So, and I teach those. So, let me see, lots of you. And in any case, I'm here this morning, you're like, I don't look like Keone. Keone had a filling fallout, and you know, kind of treacherous there, painful, so he asked me to substitute today, because this morning is the only other appointment he could get as quickly as possible with his dentist. So nothing serious, but I'm here substituting. All right, we are here today to talk about getting our, what is the name of this chapter? Building your business. So for those of you, do you have manuals? All right, you don't. Okay, so you didn't get one?
I was here yesterday.
Pardon me?
It refers to essential, but I wasn't here yesterday.
Okay, so you don't have one, so we need to ask Sam if we have another book, because I don't have any more books here. So, shucks, I wish I had known that. Here's the thing. Don't carry these huge books around. That's like crazy. Get yourself a great big clip and leave it in your car. And you take a chapter out and you clip it together and you bring the chapter to class, so you don't have to shove this whole thing around. That's my hint for the day.
You gotta walk out though.
You gotta work out lifting it, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. And I do want to show you. I want to show you guys all, right? You know to go to KW Connect, and you log in there and you put in Ignite. If you don't see it on the front page, you go to Ignite and this comes up, right? You scroll down, you say, no, don't give me the classes, all that. And this is the resources for the instructors, and that's where the PowerPoint is and stuff like that. This is your resources, right? I'm just showing you this again. Some of you may not have seen this yet. This is where your homework sessions are, and where you can also access the actual manual and read it this way. If you are traveling or away for the weekend or something and you want to catch up or whatever, check on something, it's really good to know you can always access this entire manual right here.
Nice.
Your homework is called the mission.
I see.
Right?
Got it.
So you need to go to the mission before you come to the class to see what you're supposed to be doing to prepare for the next class. Did anybody get a chance to check out the mission for today?
Yeah.
It's awful.
It was challenging, I thought.
It's challenging, and even more challenging than what it is, which is this is a lot of how-to written instructions on how to do things. First of all, half of this has been done for you or is being done for you by Scott Leroy Marketing.
Yes.
So you don't even need to worry about it. You don't need to worry about activating your eEdge account, although you do need to make sure Scott Leroy's got you all set up, and then it should show. You're like, what are they talking about? Remember I told you about our intranet? Well, this is all our intranet, how to set that up. It's a big deal, so we got to get you all up to speed on that. Anyway, then it says, fill out your eEdge profile information. Well, again, Scott Leroy's done that for you, and the one thing that you need out of that that's very handy is your bio, right? Did everybody write a bio? Right. If you haven't done one yet, my recommendation is that you write your bio in the third person. People don't like reading about people talking about themselves, right? It isn't as credible I'm a great realtor. I love to, So it's easier for people to read this and digest it if it says she loves working in real estate. She also has 2 dogs and she enjoys walking her dogs on the beach and she loves to surf in her spare time. So notice I didn't talk a lot about real estate. They assume you're a great realtor and that you're gonna say that about yourself or that you're gonna have somebody else say that about you, right? So keep in mind, part of what we want is a connection. I want something here that tells me a little bit about you so that I go, oh, this seems like a really nice person, right? Like there's a person there. So if you went into my bio says I love what I do, but I also volunteer a lot, and this is where I volunteer, and I also in my spare time I do this, and I have a son, and I really, all that kind of stuff. So I just encourage you to mix it up. Don't make it just an ad for you being a realtor. You're gonna need that bio again and again. It comes in handy for marketing materials. It comes in handy all sorts of ways. So you're always gonna be able to access that. You copy and paste it right out of the white pages and take it and put it wherever you need to put it, right? Like in your website. You need to have your bio in your website. So it's a very handy tool. So that's all in here, create a contact in eEdge. We are actually in this wonderful moment in time transitioning from eEdge to Command, right? You guys have all heard about this. And this entire manual is written for eEdge. Command didn't exist yet. And they're so busy building Command, they haven't had time to update this material to reflect what's happening in Command. So today, we're gonna learn a lot about database and how to maintain your database and why that's important and what to do with it and that sort of thing. And I'm gonna take you into Command to show you that. I'm not even gonna bother with eEdge, okay? Now, just so you know, that doesn't make eEdge bad. There's things about eEdge I really like and I'm still using. But just for the purposes of your learning, we're gonna move ahead with Command today and for the next few weeks. And then if we need to bring you into eEdge and show you what's available in there, we'll do that. It's not very difficult to use, but for the time being, let's all focus on Command. So that makes these missions sometimes out of date. They're just, not relevant. So we're gonna have to make it up as we go along here in the book. We'll work on that together. Okay, so that's our mission statement, so everybody knows how to get there, right? And the other thing I want to point out to you is when you scroll down, right, we have 12 sessions of Ignite, so there's going to be 12 missions that you can look at. Oh, yes, ma'am.
Are we filming? Because
I
Riley's sick.
Who?
My daughter Riley is sick. She couldn't come this
Mhm.
morning. So
Yes,
she
I
can
believe
catch it.
Sam turned it on.
All right, great.
So there's 12 sessions, so you can check all that, but I wanted you to notice that the additional resources down here are very useful. So we have a calendar if you need it. We have 10 things every real estate agent should know about mortgage lending. Might be worth taking a look at. We have a toolkit. The toolkit is actually very handy. Take a look at it. Throughout Ignite, there are things that we talk about that say, you should use this questionnaire or you should use this tool. Well, they're all here. So you don't need to search through the Ignite manual to find it again. Become familiar with what's in this toolkit and you might just find the resource that you're looking for. This is all downloads. This is all PDF downloads. Database spreadsheet, not so much. We're gonna go straight to Command today, okay? Ignite course evaluation, I don't even know about that. And then purchase printed copies forms, if you wanted to do that. A buyer needs analysis. Now when we get to the buyer portion of this class, you're gonna learn about a buyer needs analysis, it's really a questionnaire, right? And it's built into our buyer presentation, but here it is separately. So you could just, if you ever need one, right, to go meet with a buyer, you can just come here and print it out. or better yet, download it for yourself. A pre-listing presentation, the listing presentation for agent scripts and the actual listing presentation, these are the documents out of Ignite. We're gonna show you the documents that we have in our intranet that we've Mauiized these presentations so that you can use those instead. But that's what those are. Here's the buyer needs analysis for blah, 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 blah. What am I looking for here that I am missing? Here, I went right past it. This is the important one, the scripts. Did you get a script book with your manual? Okay, you did not. I just noticed there isn't one in here. I want you to know that you can download all the scripts right here. If you lose your script book, here they are. If you want to just check one somewhere, here it is, okay? It's a 64-page script book. So I just want to make you aware that all this stuff is there, okay?
Yes.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
All right. So, we are here to, I'm not gonna bother because I'm gonna go in and out of this and move it this way, okay? So we're here to build your business today. And this is a very, very important chapter. And we're going to talk about building the most important tool you're ever going to have as an agent. What is the most important tool that you're ever going to have as an agent?
Your database,
Yeah, why is that?
clients or potential clients,
Yeah, pardon me?
money.
Money. It's your source of income, is your database. So let me ask you something. When a doctor goes to retire and sell their business, what do they sell?
Their book of
Their patient list, right? And the patient files, the history on those patients gets transferred. And then a letter goes out to all the patients and says, I've retired, but I've sold my business to Marion, and Marion's a wonderful doctor and she's gonna take great care of you, right? And then we go, okay, well, I'll check out Marion, right? So I have a chance at, is real estate any different? If you go to sell your business in 20 years, what have you got to sell? A database that generates regular business. So when you think about it that way, your database is the only asset you've got. A lease in an office, is that a big asset? Not usually. People can go get a lease somewhere, right? We don't have x-ray equipment. There's nothing else we have to sell. We kind of have this intangible business that way, right? So when you think about your database is your only asset, aside from yourself, of course. Me, right? But my real estate business is based on that, right? The second thing I want you to realize is the people that you stay in touch with and that are part of your database ultimately are going to generate 75% of your business. 75% of your business.
Wow.
If you want to earn $100,000 this year, $75,000 is going to come from people you stay in touch with and you become their realtor. Over time, this continues to be true. Can you see the importance of a database? I'm trying to get this in.
Yeah.
All right, yes.
Does the percentage go up in time because you have a longer?
It could, it depends on what else you do to generate business, okay? So, a database, where do you have your database today?
Contact.
Exactly, your phone, right? Where else?
Okay.
Phone,
Social
your
media.
email contacts, social media, right? But you've got a whole bunch of people in your phone. Scott Leroy can absolutely transfer all of the data in your phone to command. You just need to contact them and they will need to know how to get into your phone and they can do that for you or tell you exactly how to do it. So it's actually even easier to transfer your data from your phone to Command than it is to have transferred it to eEdge. So, oh my God, they improved on that family recipe. The thing here is that people say to me, oh my God, I can't transfer all my contacts from my phone. I don't know who half those people are. Or, in my case, half of them are realtors. Why would I want 500 realtors in my database, right? Well, here's the thing. Depending on where you like to work, you are going to ultimately contact all the names in your database by going through the database and touching everybody and putting them into groups and tagging them as to what they are, right? So as you go through that, you're not going to send an email to other realtors if you don't want to. You don't have to do that. Do you see where I'm going? The purpose of a database is to allow you to categorize and go, I want to do this with this group and I want to do this with this group. So it allows you to do that, right? Now, one of the things that I want to say here is this does require you to maintain your database and keep it up to date. And none of you, I bet, thought that getting into real estate means sitting in front of a computer and working a database. So I need you to get that into your psyche, that that is part of your job description. Now we say your job description is lead generating, lead follow-up, making appointments, negotiating, and script practice. That's your job. Well, lead generating and lead follow-up means, how do I know who I'm doing that with unless it's in a database? So 1.2 or 1.5 of the job descriptions is have all those leads and potential leads in a database, right? So that is part of what we have to do. So the more you get used to that idea and the more you embrace that early on, the better for you. The better for you. All right, so we're going to lead generate for business next, right? We're going to make calls and find ready buyers and sellers. We're going to add new contacts to your growing database. So for those of you who brought a computer, great. You can log into Command and come along with me. Otherwise, we're just going to do it here, and you can write it down for some homework that you can do to go in tonight and enter some names into your database. So we're going to learn how to organize and categorize your contacts for targeted marketing and put your contacts on marketing campaigns to stay top of mind for when they are ready to do real estate. You want them to think of you, right? How do they think of you? Oh, you told me last year you were a realtor. Gosh, I forgot. I'm so sorry. I use Susie over here because she sends me emails and notices all the time and contacts me on Instagram and stays in touch with me and reminded me she was a realtor. I also attended the class yesterday with Zach Younger, and he reminded us of a wonderful thing, which is we all know how many realtors do you think on average people know?
22.
It's about 10, somewhere in between 3 and 20. It's about 10, right?
Everyone knows what it
At
is.
any given time, anywhere, people know a lot of realtors because realtors are outgoing, chatty people, and yeah, we know a lot of people, right? So what makes people choose one realtor over another? It's kind of like, wow, that's an interesting question. One of the things that happens is if I suddenly decide to need to do real estate today, I'm gonna go with the next person who comes to me and says, I do real estate, do you need any help doing real estate? Because I go, yeah, I do. And it just made it so easy. I now don't have to choose. Now I don't have to pick somebody or interview or whatever it is you have to do. I don't even know. And so this person came to me and Bob's your uncle, I got a realtor. And that's how that works. We don't necessarily choose in the moment, right? If we do, 75% of us only talk to one person. Oh my God, 75% of the people only talk to one realtor. So, if I'm constantly in touch with you and reminding you here and there and subtly and sometimes not so subtly that I'm a realtor, if I'm on Instagram and my husband and I just talked about we need to, you know, honey, we need to sell our house, why don't we do that? Let's finally do it and move on. And I go on Instagram and there is a reminder, I go, oh wow, look at that, Jasmine's a realtor, I forgot all about that. Yeah, let's call her. See how that works? Yeah. So we wanna stay in touch with people, and our database is what allows us to do that. Okay, that's our preamble. So now, the homework. Who did it? Who went looking? Did you look at everything?
Yeah.
Wow, good. Okay, well, it got you a good introduction into eEdge, if you were able to go there and play around. eEdge does have value still. I still use it, like I said, so don't think it was a total loss, but anybody else? Yeah, you kind of played around? Okay, fine. Like I said, we're gonna work in command, so we're not gonna do that. Did anybody, well, it was one night, did anybody make any extra calls since yesterday's class? You did.
Yeah, and it turned out to work out really well.
Well, tell us what happened.
Well, it was actually a text. And I texted this guy, I've literally met him twice, but he owns 6 houses here on Maui. And I was like, hey, if you're ever interested in buying more real estate, or if you know anyone. And he said, I actually have a friend coming here in January that's looking to move here, and I'll put you in contact with him.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Wait, we're gonna put that right here. We have a referral. Woo! One. Awesome.
So I'm just waiting on the contact info, but I did all the steps that I could have done. So
Awesome. That's just great news. So look at that, right? And you guys did great yesterday. Whoop. Nicole shared this with me. This is phenomenal, what you guys all did.
What's the Wi-Fi?
The Wi-Fi.
It's KW Wireless, exclamation, all lowercase.
Thank you.
You'd think that'd be up here somewhere, right? Oh, here I bet it is. KW Wireless, exclamation mark. Got that? Okay. So, some phone calls, right?
I followed up on the referral I got when we were doing our scripts.
Yeah.
And she's already contacted this guy to tell him I will be calling him.
Wow.
I know. Oh my,
I know,
that's my
so,
cousin,
so
Ventura.
awesome. That is just so awesome.
Yeah.
I was reminded yesterday that, we all have this, I don't know, this idea that we're gonna pick the phone up and somebody's gonna go, stop bothering me, right? Or some
that is
obnoxious.
in my head.
That's in our head, right? That it's some
That's what
horrible
I
thing is gonna happen. And the truth is, people aren't that nasty. That's not what happens, especially people that you know, if you're calling people in your database. People don't do that, right? It's just like,
Now it's
so,
caller ID.
but I love that. I finally just got down to it and I go, I expect somebody to go, stop bothering me, like really nasty. And it just isn't true. So once you put that away, you go, well, okay, so it's not, I'm just gonna have a conversation with somebody. And it's just getting over, what do I say? And we're here to help you with that, right? So, awesome. All right, so did everybody bring some names to call today? And if not, can you go on through your phone and make some calls today? Great. Yes, anybody not? Okay, cool. So, we have our scripts, yes? And I always like to take them out of the book because that's a lot easier. And so we've got referrals, or we've got I'm new to real estate. Who's doing the I'm new to real estate script? Kind of.
Yesterday.
Kind of. So let's talk about the scripts for a moment, right? The value of the script.
What page is that on?
44, 43.
11 on section 2. The value of a script is to get you to say what it is you need to say and move on, right? So that you know what the next thing is. If you want to get really good at scripts, you memorize them so well that you sound like Brad Pitt in the movies and you totally believe that he is this person in the movie, right?
Yes.
That's the perfect example of how good people get at scripts, right? Is they are so believable that it wouldn't occur to you that this person isn't real. So, or what they're saying. So ultimately, we can get ourselves there. These scripts in the meantime also provide a guide, because you haven't had time to memorize this. It'd take me a couple of weeks to memorize. I mean, I'm old, my brain doesn't do this anymore, that's so not true. I mean, it's true that I'm older, but the brain continues to work and continues to absorb, right? So we just have to make ourselves do this. But you've already experienced that making the script work for you is important, right? Saying it in a way that feels comfortable to you. Or if you're calling somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time, you can't just launch into, or you don't feel comfortable just launching into this script. You're gonna have a little bit more of a forward call. Did Nicole talk to you about what forward calls are yesterday?
I don't think so.
I don't think
No?
she did. She just kind of wanted us to do the script.
She had you do the script. Okay, fine. So, did she have you do the script and say, I'm in a class and I'm, okay. Did you know you could do that? So you can say, I'm in a class and we are tasked with making 5 calls, and so you're one of the calls I can make. Are you ready? Can I do this with you? And they say, yeah, sure, go. And you can launch into your script. That is a great way to practice your script and let the person know you're practicing, and they answer you, they talk to you, and then at the end you can say, so how'd I do? And they go, well, it sounded a little like you were reading a script. And I go, well, I kind of was, so okay, I gotta practice, thanks a lot. But really, I'm so excited to be here and learning this, and let me know if I can help you with anything. It's gonna work anyway. Do you see what I'm saying?
Can you say that first intro again?
Yeah, so I'm in a class,
Okay.
and we are being tasked with making 5 phone calls right now. So I'm calling you, and I wonder if I can do my thing with you here on the phone. Have you got a moment? You know, just help me out here and let me have this conversation with you. And they'll know, okay, go, okay, here, and hi. I'm so excited to tell you that I won my license with Keller Williams Realty Maui, right? And you just launch in, it's okay. So, what you find over time is that the script portion works. You just need a couple of lead-ins that make you feel comfortable. Like one of them says, hello, this is, I don't use the word hello a lot, I use hi. So right there, the very first word always got me kind of like, I don't do that. So whatever little thing you need to modify it, but the idea is if you highlight for yourself the beginning of the sentence that is the next thought, then you can go along and say, what's the next thing I have to say? What's the next thing I have to say? And go on and say it, right? You try reading it, and then you go off a little bit. We all tend to do that, right? Well, no, come back to this point, come back to this point. There is a logic here, right? The excitement, sharing your excitement, what you're doing, and then right away leading to giving something away. Right? Sharing your mobile app. Who is prepared to share their mobile app? Not, so you guys aren't yet. You're not.
I'm not sure.
So,
I didn't even know.
so I have it, but mine has me like I'm almost a user. It doesn't show that I'm a Keller Williams person. So I
Okay,
have the
so-
little blue one and it's doing funky things. You know, red.
No, that's not your app. So we
Oh,
have.
the red one, I'm sorry.
So I recommend for those of you who don't have your app, I believe plugging in helps you do your app. There's also in the mission for today, is it for today or is it for tomorrow? One of the 2 missions is the description on how to download the mobile app, where to go, and how to connect it to yourself. So take a look at the mission homework and find the mobile app connection. So the mobile app is a great tool. Do you use the mobile app? Yeah, right? Angie uses it at open houses and with, yeah, and it's great, right?
Right, to get their information as well, cause you have to text it to them or email them, so it's you're offering value, cause you're like, I have this app you can use, it's based on GPS, you can search for homes from your phone,
Yes,
let me
for-
get your number or email, I can text it or email it to you.
Yeah, and
That's
then while
great,
you're,
yes.
it's like you're making a contact for them, right? So they say, what's your phone number? Oh, and what's your name? I got your phone number here, I need your name. Oh, by the way, what's your email? And you don't say, may I have, you just say, what's your email? And you're about to give them something, so it's okay with them, they're more inclined to do that. I love, one of the agents, in our office who uses the app a lot, talks about it as, you know, when you're driving down the road and you're curious about how much that house is for sale that just got put a for sale sign in front of it? This app will just open it up and it'll take you right to the nearest house. We'll just tell you, because that's what it does. It searches in the closest proximity to start with. You don't even have to ask it to do that. That's what it does. So that to me is like, yeah, I do that all the time. I'm always wondering how much they're asking for that house. Well, that.
Remember you once told us that you prefer, I can't remember whether it was you prefer getting the phone number texting versus the email. Which is there was a reason that you liked one versus the other.
Well, if, it depends on what they gave me on the sign-in. If they signed in and gave me a phone number, I'm gonna ask for an email. Right now I have to ask for it, because you can download the app either via email or via text.
But you don't tell
Was
them
there a different tracking something depending on how they signed up, or there's something like that?
No.
Maybe I'm confusing.
No, don't think so. But best is if you get their name and their phone number, and, because you're putting them in your contacts and they're seeing you do that, right? So just give me your name and what's your email. And so they do all that, so that's really great. So the thing to do right now is I want us to practice these scripts. So I want us to just all together read through the I'm new to real estate script. So we are in chapter 2. We're in chapter 2, we're on about page 11, 12, something like that.
Is it the same script that's?
Yep, they repeat the scripts for 3 chapters and then they assume you've got it down or you've got it for yourself. So, so how this goes is you're new to real estate, right? And then you go here. So this is one new to Keller Williams. This would be if you're already in real estate but you changed companies, right? So you're gonna do this and then you're gonna go there. Okay? So I don't have one, so I need to lean over your shoulder here.
What's the second part called that you're asking them to skip?
Rest of script. You
Oh,
go from
I got the
new
whole
to
thing
real
there,
estate
right.
to rest of script.
You got that one right there.
Yeah,
That one?
this is.
Okay.
Yes.
If there's 2 in it, real, I don't know one. Okay.
No.
Got it.
All right, are we
Right.
ready? We're all gonna do it together. With meaning, with love and passion here. All right, here we go. You ready?
Yes.
Hello, this is Marion. Do you have a moment? I'd like to share the exciting news that I've become a real estate agent in Keller Williams Realty. With this new partnership, I have all their knowledge working for me. Plus, my clients get all my enthusiasm and hard work. I thought about sharing this with you because I knew you needed someone to help me grow my business. First, I'd like to share my real estate app with you. You can see what's going on anywhere from the street to any place in North America. It's free, there's no cost to you. I can send you a text so you can link to it. Does that sound good? Can you think of anyone right now?
Thanks for taking a moment to think about it. I have a wealth of interesting and timely information about the real estate market in my area, and I'd love to send it to you. Let me make sure I have your current email and address. And do me a favor, please. If you do hear of someone with real estate needs, will you keep me in mind? Great. And after you download the app and try it out, send me a text and let me know how you like it. Thank you for your time and help. Please let me know if there's anything I can ever do for you.
So if you don't have an app that you feel comfortable sharing today, then don't use that paragraph. Just go on, I'm so excited to share this with you, right? And then you go on to, I'd like to ask who you might know. Now, that's not our preferred way of doing business, because what we wanna talk to you about is always coming from contribution. And by contributing first, what does that do for people?
They owe you something.
Well, and it opens them up, doesn't it? You just gave me something, I don't have to be so defensive. You don't, and am I here to sell you something? Am I here to sell you something? I'm a realtor. They heard that I'm a realtor now. Do they think I'm calling them to make them buy encyclopedias on the phone? No, right? They know I'm a realtor. I'm not selling anything. I'm just staying in touch. So the whole resistance just melted away. First of all, you're a realtor, okay, this is kind of a sales call, I get that, but at least, no, I'm not interested in selling my house. Oh, I wasn't even calling for that. Yeah, I didn't think you were. I just wanted to share with you that, my new information and ask you, do you know anybody? Right? I just figured you might be willing to help me build my business, so do you know anybody who's interested in buying a home or selling a home or investing in real estate? And then you have to shut up. You've just asked them to think, so keep that in mind. This script, the way it's laid out, doesn't do the pauses very well, right? Because it's right in the middle of a paragraph. You need to put a line for yourself and go, shh. And the truth is, people will react to you. It's a conversation, it's not a monologue, right? So people go, let me think. I mean, people, you're asking them to think, they actually will. Yeah.
Can we use the script at online, like on your page somewhere, like on your Facebook or your announcement?
That would be a different, you could use it, sure, but for the purposes of our exercise today, we are looking to make calls and one-on-one contacts, right? So yes, can you make an announcement on Facebook
I'm
about
so excited.
right? And when you do that, be sure to change your settings, your personal ID. It must identify you as a realtor and the company that you work with.
Yes.
You can't start talking real estate in your feed without that, okay? Preferable is that you build yourself a business page and that you start talking about real estate a lot in your business page. We'll go over that more later. But yes, you can totally make an announcement on Facebook also, right? Okay, everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. And we're gonna go through this one more time. And here we go. Are we ready? Go. Hi. This is Marion.
Do you
Yeah, moment. I'd like to share exciting news that we have a conversation with Keller with this new partnership and all the knowledge is working for me. Plus, applying with all my enthusiasm and hard work. I thought about sharing this with you because I know you will be successful in your own business. First, I'd like to share my real estate avenue. You can see what's going on anywhere, from Sweden to any place in North America. It's free. There's no cost to you. I send you a text. Does that sound good?
Oh, sure.
We know a neighbor that you belong to who is interested in buying or selling a home or investing in real estate. Can you think of anyone right now? Thanks for taking a moment to think about it. I have a wealth of interest and timely information about interest
In your area.
And
I'd love to send
to
you.
you.
Make sure I have current email address. And do me a favor, please. If you hear someone with a real estate agent, would you keep me in mind? Great. And after you download the app, try it out, send me a text, let me know how you like it. Thank you for your time. And please let me know if you get anything I can do for you.
Awesome. All right. Now we're going to take 15 minutes to make some phone calls. I want you to connect with at least 3 people. And you might need to dial 10 numbers to do that, right? And before we do that, we have an affirmation, and that is on page 9, and it is, I always come from contribution. People will welcome my call. Let's say it 3 times. I always come from contribution. People will welcome my call. I always come from contribution. People will welcome my call. With meaning. I always come from contribution, and people will welcome my call. Yes, all right. let's make phone calls.
Do you have the app?
I just downloaded this.
How do I get that?
Which app is it?
So you know what you can do, Teresa?
Yes.
You can say, I have an app to share with you and I'll send it to you later today,
Okay,
okay?
perfect.
And then if you've got time, you can only do this if you've got time. Make sure you've got the time to set up your app after the class and then send it to those people,
Okay.
right? You gotta follow through.
Is it this
And then
one?
you can text them and
The
say,
red
I
one.
just sent you the app. It's kind of a cool way to do that, right? You might have to say, I can send it to
Yes, you
you,
do.
like, I'm so new at this, I'm gonna be able to send it to you tomorrow. Like, I'm not sure you can get a KW yet. That's how new he is.
So are you gonna show us how to send them the app?
No,
I have it. I mean, I have it
you
on
just
my
hit the
phone.
share button.
Oh, okay.
It's
really hard.
I didn't know that.
Can you show me?
You hit the share button,
It's on the app.
then write, share app.
In the middle of it, yeah.
Did you know where it is?
Red one and blue one?
Share
There's
app.
two
No,
apps.
red one.
Okay.
No, this is the mobile
Okay,
app.
text,
This is the
email.
consumer mobile app. It's red.
But then you just put in the number.
Or text.
There you go.
Yeah, let's see if you're linked though.
Oh, then it sends them.
Share
Okay.
by text. Let's see, it just doesn't show as you. Go back.
Great,
Found up.
Go back.
nice. Hey, look, there's a house there. It's a great investment property.
Can you
There you go.
close it down?
$5.99, that's pretty good. That's lower than our average.
Oh, that's funny, that's
No,
the
it's
first one
not
that
linked
pops
to
up.
you.
I'm
So
gonna
we
go,
want
I'm
to
gonna
get
go
you
talk in my
linked.
stuff in my car.
Sure it.
Yeah, and we need to make sure you're linked, so Sam
I
can
wonder
tell
how
us
I
that.
if I
Okay.
have your.
Alright, so, I'm gonna go
So
see
you
Sam
send it
now
to me?
anyway, because I need another book
Is
for
your
her.
last name Juder?
That's the
And-
dark.
Okay.
And then I also.
I know you put it in my email, but I was like, okay, so we're just waiting for my.
Thank you for sharing that app with me.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine, so I'm
Excellent.
gonna ask Sam if she's activated you, but we need a manual for you
And
anyway.
I
So, for those of, who else does not have a license yet? Okay.
Oh, you need a license for this? Okay.
It's always good to have somebody who makes us laugh.
Yeah, they kind of just threw me in here too.
So here's what you can say, you can call your people and say, I'm just getting my real estate license, I'm waiting for the Consumer Affairs Department to send it to me, and I'm going through my database to let everybody know that I'm gonna be in touch, so I wanted to make sure I have your correct information. So you're just letting them know you're waiting for your license, right? And I will be in touch when I'm all set, but I'm just going through my database and making sure I have your email and your home address and your
Sorry.
correct phone number. Okay, so you can do that. Does that make sense?
Perfect.
Feels more comfortable, right?
10:30.
You have a license, so you can do this. I'm gonna go, everybody ready? Yeah, just, I'll sit here, you can sit right here and call, you can just close your ear. We can all sit, you know how they've got these boiler rooms? This is a boiler room, right? If that's too intimidating for you, you can go outside or go over there. But really, nobody's gonna listen to you because they're all nervous about making their own calls. I'll be right back.
Get some sunshine.
Did she say how long?
I think
15 minutes.
Oh, 15.
Hello. How you doing? Rồi. Mấy em đi học real estate á. Đó. Có học giống như có mấy cái training, lớp training á. Từ sáng học training. Còn đến 12 giờ rồi mới xong. Xong 12 giờ bắt đầu đi làm. Giờ đang giờ trong sáng giờ làm được không? Wow. Giờ người đang ngồi ở trong đó chờ hả? Dạ, và thì bây giờ em lấy bằng là bằng rồi đó, cái bằng đại học á, xong rồi. Bây giờ, đấy, bây giờ có ai anh mà có ai biết ai cần mua nhà mua cửa thì cứ shoot me cho em. Em xong hết rồi đó, bây giờ là ready to go. Làm qua tính kiếm. Em đang làm cho Keller Williams mà. Keller Williams cũng công á, nó cũng tổng cộng cho nước Mỹ nó có 160 mấy thousand, 160,000 agent all over. Yeah, thì cái goal của mình thì chỉ cần mình có connection, quan trọng là mình có nhiều connection thôi. Cái từ từ nó business sẽ tới. Dạ. Nhất là em muốn giúp mấy người trong mấy tiệm nail của mình á, người Việt Nam mình muốn mua nhà mình cái ngôn ngữ hơi khó. Việt Nam mình cũng được. Anh Dũng sáng nay có làm không? Làm rồi à? Dạ. Nãy cũng gọi anh nói chuyện thấy gọi cái off, chắc đang lái. Dạ. Yeah, 12:30 mới xong rồi em bắt đầu chạy ra làm. Qua tính rủ anh quay nhậu có một cậu mà không đi làm.